Welcome to Shravasti. I don't know, probably I'm not saying it right. I don't know how to pronounce it. I will show here is the place where the Vipassana center is. So every Vipassana center would have a garden where you can feel this peaceful place for be meditating and be contemplating, watching the nature. The last place that I was also so magical. It was so magical, full of animals, full of birds. There were deers, there were like peacocks, there were like so many birds, so many like little mammals that I hadn't seen before. It was so beautiful. Here it's also very nice. We have monkeys jumping in the water. We have monkeys attacking people sometimes. It was like crazy that day. But the only thing that it's a little bit of I don't know is you have like the road in here, which I don't want to be negative because it is what it is and it's okay. I could just breathe and be on equanimity, but you have the road here with all the tuk-tuks, you know, like bang, 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 like making noise and taxis. But bro, this is India with all the love. You know, it's an amazing country, but it's also a loud country. So yeah, you have the meditation here with some kirtan happening at like 4 in the morning and all day. Like right now, they are singing like I don't know if you can listen. It's beautiful. Okay, finally finalizing this 10-day journey. Wow, I don't even know how to start. I think, still requires time to process. I would just go for a little introduction about what is the technique that we are using in this meditation retreat. It's a 10-day retreat where we actually work intensively in meditation. We do around 10 hours per day, 11 hours per day, sitting in meditation, just observing respiration, observing the sensations, and learning from your own outcomes, I could say like this. So, big scene. Vipassana is a technique that was shared by the Buddha after he was in big introspection, watching himself, and found out this way that he could remove all discomfort or unsatisfaction. He called it dukkha, or he called it, here they were teaching it as misery. You know, they say like everybody has some type of misery, from this type or from other type, and this misery comes either from cravings or either from aversions. You know, like there are things that subtracts happiness. These things could be wanting the reality to be as it's not. You know, sometimes there is some noise that they call it consciousness, like listening consciousness, and then I don't like it, and I start like, oh, why are they like so noisy? Why this is so loud? So this can start subtracting happiness from my experience. Rejecting things, pushing things away is an energy that then can create this unsatisfaction or misery. Also, wanting things is also one of the biggest drivers that we have as humans. We normally tend to want things that are not here, you know, because we tend to be addicted to this sensation of craving things. We want to have a better house, we want to have a better car, we want to have another partner or a new partner, or I want to connect with someone, or I want to be traveling. There are so many cravings, and these cravings, when we get attached to these cravings, again, we can receive unsatisfaction feelings that could tend or lead to this misery. I don't know if using the word misery, because I think some people could be really living in misery, like experiencing deep sensations of anger, deep sensations of hatred, of ill will. But also I think there could also be another kind of people who are already more, I wouldn't say balanced, but already living in certain states of happiness. But still, this person will always start detonating certain type of cravings or aversions, because this is the human nature, you know. We start craving, and then it's one of the natural reactions that we have as the mind. So they are saying, okay, the mind is like a monkey that is jumping from tree to tree, jumping from thought to thought, in complete madness, because there is no sense. I'm thinking the past, then I'm going to the future, then I'm thinking again in the past, then I'm imagining conversations that haven't happened, and then it can become chaotic, it can become messy. So they say like, wait, train your mind, because when you have a trained mind, it can be strong as an elephant, it can be strong as a bull, you know, like the mind can be dangerous as a bull, like a bull that is not tamed, not trained, you know, it can be very dangerous. But the bull that it's tamed, that it's trained, it can also be a very powerful tool. So the mind is like this example, you know, like let's say the elephant is, when you have a tamed elephant, it can be very strong. So the mind, the sharp mind, the trained mind will allow you to remember that satisfaction is already here. And you can access this satisfaction when you release the attachment for cravings or aversions. And then these cravings and aversions are so deeply rooted in ourselves, because we have been living all this life based on these sensations mostly. Like, I like this, I want it. I don't like this, then I want to push it away. So these eventually tend to get recorded in our DNA. And for taking these impurities, this is how they call it, taking these impurities out, we need to work patiently, diligently, and that's why this meditation process has been shared by Gautama, by the Buddha, of how to free the mind from the cravings and from the rejections. So then you can remember that you are already in this peace. So basically that's the whole thing. Maybe I will explain later about the Dhamma, because this comes from the Dhamma talks, and then sharing Dhamma was also so valuable information that maybe it should be spread out. About the technique, also, maybe it would be part of this video, so it can be longer video explaining everything. The technique is basically starting observing the breath, you know, without any visualization, without any... It's not a concentration exercise, because there are many meditative practices. This one is not about looking for getting the mind concentrated. It's about it's about sharpening the mind to feel sensations. So the first 2 days is just doing anapana, observing the breath, and trying to observe also the sensations that we are having in the breath, how the breath feels when it's moving in the nostrils, how it feels, you know, in this part. You make it a triangle here. Then the third day we start lowering this triangle to only this area below the lip, below the nostrils, above the lips, and then you start trying to get more sharp the mind. You know, how does it feel just in this part? And then you can start having different sensations like pressure, like tingling, like warm, the heat, the cold of the breath. So then you start just focusing on that, and the mind will be jumping so much time, at least in my case, and maybe in many cases. But the mind is jumping, and then with patience and with you don't judge yourself. It's just like, oh, okay, let's go back. I'm already thinking, I'm fantasizing. If you are wise enough to put labels and categories of what is happening in your mind, you can also get this experiential wisdom, you know, like, oh, fantasizing, oh, thinking in the past, thinking in the future, craving, rejecting, I'm getting triggered, you know, like a lot of things that you start observing that will start happening to you. And then you start Vipassana on day 4, which is then the same as you could train yourself to feel sensations in just one small area. Then you can start feeling sensations in all your body. And then you start doing this for hours, you know, trying to feel the sensations, to get the sensations, tiny little details that will allow to, first of all, understand how does the sensation feels, because everything comes from feelings, you know, like from sensations. For example, the noise. We are in a loud country, so this can be rejection energy, you know, things pushing away things. Okay, why people are like so loud, hunging, you know, like all the day, the temples singing the kirtan, and sometimes it's good, but sometimes you are like there trying to be, so it's just like, no, be here, and sound is happening. I'm like, there is energy of rejection coming, but then observe how my breath feels, you know, like, this is not real, whatever I'm fantasizing isn't real. What is real is this moment. My breath is real. The contact of the atmosphere with my skin is real. The contact of the cloth with my skin is real. So then you bring back to the moment, and that's the technique that we will be practicing. And then you will start advancing also. to the point that you are invited to do not moving meditations. So in this way, when you are starting to experience pain, because they say, okay, pain is real, but pain is another sensation. Pain is just one more sensation that we tend to react immediately because we don't like it. It's unpleasant. We feel pain and we want to put it away. Like we change the posture because we are starting to feel pain. But then they say, if you keep always all your life reacting just to the things that happen, then where is the difference? So if you want to start having a difference, start training yourself in the deep subconscious mind that is never subconscious, so it's consciously, because it's always reacting to things that are pleasant or are unpleasant. And then you start training this when, for example, in these meditations you say, I will not react for pleasant or for unpleasant sensations. So let's say that it would be way more common to have unpleasant sensations because pain will start arising. It's super normal to start having like pain, and then it's just your leg is burning and you want to push, you want to change position, and it's like, okay, I want to push this pain away, I don't like it, it's uncomfortable. But then this is the practice. Okay, no, I will sit with my pain and I will just observe because it's just one sensation. And yes, the sensation of pain, that is a gross sensation, is in the body, but the mind is not in the body. The mind is other dimension that also like mixes with the body, but it's not there. So I am not the pain. I'm experiencing pain, is being experiencing in this experience, but I am not the pain. So then you can detach, and with this detach comes the removal of the deeper roots of the way we behave when we want to clinch to pleasant things, or when we want to push things away of things that create unpleasant sensations. So basically that's all the practice. I would explain more in a longer video, detail by detail, how it works, how you do it, about the Dhamma talks, that it's so valuable. Right now I'm just watching like this temple, getting inspired. I'm in this city that it's Shravasti, that I didn't know, but it used to be one of the places where the Buddha would have a meditation center, where he would be teaching this technique exactly to other people. So it has a very special value to be here. Also has been challenging. All this journey has been challenging. It's not easy to do these 10 days without, like any discomfort, without any unsatisfaction, because I was having unsatisfactions, or unsatisfactions were being experienced. For example, the weather, for example, the noise, for example, we don't have a fan here in the meditation hall, so in the day it's super warm, and in the night, in the morning, is very, very, very wet, very humid. My skin started reacting, and
look at my
anyways,
hands.
it will go away because everything goes away. That's kind of the idea of the meditation, to sit, observe, because the only thing in nature that will never stop is change. Change is the only constant. So sit and observe how things change, how the unpleasant sensations change, how the pleasant sensations change. So don't clinch, don't reject, and be in equanimity. Equanimity and awareness, that's the idea of this practice. So I don't know where I'm heading next. Maybe I would do Varanasi, maybe I would do Varanasi, and Nepal is coming soon because I need to do border run. This is my second Vipassana here in India, so I need to do a border run, and I will go and visit this place from Emperor Ashoka. So maybe I will record something else there. Thank you for listening. If you are here, if you are more interested, then Okay, now I don't know if I can speak loud, if there's people right now meditating. But this is the pagoda, the meditation cells. So it's really beautiful, like also the shapes it's very inspiring. Of just you go in your own space. It's chill, it's more fresh than outside. That was so good. So we have times where we are doing sitting meditations in our group in the meditation hall that we already showed. And the other times we will be coming here to the pagoda in a cell. I don't know if I can go inside and record. It's very simple, but just your own space for meditation. Quite good, huh?